My name is Mark Polk, and this is my RV garage. I got bit by the RV bug when I was 15 years old and still have it today. I started in this industry washing campers, and since that time I've helped educate over 250,000 RVers on how to safely and properly use and maintain their RV. My favorite pastimes are RVs, muscle cars, and motorcycles. Welcome to my RV garage. Learn how easy it is to extend the life of your water heater tank. Today we're going to use a small, inexpensive tool to help maintain and extend the life of our water heater tank. The reason we want to perform this simple maintenance procedure periodically is because hard water deposits inside the water heater tank can cause it to fail before it should. Sediments and heavy particles will fall to the bottom of the tank below the drain line and erode the tank. The tool I mentioned is called the Tank Saver. For more information or to purchase the Tank Saver, visit the link below. All it takes is 10 minutes twice a year. Let me show you how easy it is to use. Turn off the water supply to the RV. Open the faucet to bleed off pressure. Open the outside water heater door. Remove the lower drain plug and drain the water heater. Caution: never drain a water heater tank when it is hot or under pressure. Relieve the pressure and allow sufficient time for the tank to cool down before draining. Hook up a garden hose to the Tank Saver and insert it into the drain opening pointing down. Open the valve on the Tank Saver and work the wand all around. You should be noticing discolored water and sediment coming out of the tank. Continue to do this until only clear water comes out. This usually takes about 2 minutes. Turn the valve off. Remove the wand and replace the drain plug. It's that simple. Like I said, 10 minutes twice a year can help extend the life of your water heater tank. The tool stirs up all that sediment and forces it out, leaving you with a clean, trouble-free water heater tank.
For current RV news and entertainment, join RV Education 101 on Facebook and Twitter. The RV information is updated on a regular basis, and we offer discounts and specials to all of our friends on these social networks. You can join in on the fun by going to www.rvconsumer.com and clicking on Facebook or Twitter. Happy RV learning!
How many RVs have I owned? Boy, let's see. When I was in the military all them years sleeping in tents on the ground, it got old after a while, and sometime back in the early 80s, I ran across this used pop-up. I think it was a Coleman. The guy wanted like $400, so I bought that. Used that for a long time, had a great time, and of course eventually you grow out of it, it gets too small. I bought a 28-foot travel trailer. About a year later, another travel trailer. That led to a Type C motorhome. We used that for several years, and today we have the 35-foot Bounder Type A motorhome. Now I'm thinking about maybe getting a truck camper. Who knows? I asked our newsletter readers to send me questions for this segment of the show, and I explained if I use your question on the show, you'll receive a copy of my best-selling book, The RV Book, in electronic format. Well, I was inundated with lots of good questions, so I started a new folder in my email for all of the questions, and I plan to include many of them in upcoming episodes, so keep the questions coming. John from Indiana writes, I am shopping for a truck that can tow a 6,000-pound travel trailer. What should I look for in the vehicle I purchase? Well, John, there's lots of things to consider before you buy any tow vehicle. How much will a fully loaded trailer weigh? Where do you plan to tow the trailer? How often do you plan to tow the trailer? And is this vehicle going to be used strictly for towing, or will it be used for everyday driving too? Once you answer these questions, you can start looking for the right vehicle to do the job. It would probably be easier for me to show you some things to look for rather than try to explain it. Let's check it out. The vehicle manufacturer determines a vehicle's tow rating. It is the maximum amount of weight that the vehicle can safely tow. The manufacturer takes many factors into consideration when determining a towing capacity. They look at the vehicle's engine size, transmission, axle ratio, chassis, suspension, brakes, tires, cooling capacity, and many other items. Most manufacturers offer vehicles with a tow package too. A typical tow package upgrades the vehicle's suspension system, brakes, tires, and the cooling system. It also adds items like engine and transmission oil coolers to help protect the vehicle's major components when you are towing. One important factor is the rear axle ratio. You can take two identical vehicles with the only difference being the axle ratio, and there can be several thousand pounds difference in the tow ratings. The axle ratio is a comparison of how many times the drive shaft rotates in relationship to the rear wheels. For example, a ratio of 373 to 1 means the drive shaft or pinion gear rotates 3.73 revolutions for each rotation of the rear axle or ring gear. The higher the numeric value, the better the vehicle will tow. Always keep in mind that properly matching the tow vehicle to the trailer is critical to safe towing. One quick and easy way to do this is to purchase a vehicle with a tow rating higher than the gross vehicle weight rating of the trailer you plan to purchase. That way, even if the trailer is loaded to the full capacity, the truck can still tow it. To find out how much a particular vehicle can tow, visit www.trailerlife.com and go to the towing guides. Just be sure to search by model year and pay attention to all of the footnotes that may apply. Let's go to our second question. Ken wrote, why do they still sell toilet chemicals with formaldehyde in them? I haven't used these chemicals in years, but still see them on the shelves of reputable stores. That's a really good question, Ken. Some states like California have been fighting to ban using formaldehyde in holding tank chemicals for some time now. The reason manufacturers use it is because formaldehyde does such a good job of controlling odors. I should start by addressing what many consider the problem to be with formaldehyde in holding tank chemicals. Certain chemical additives like formaldehyde can cause septic tank failures by killing the bacteria needed for a septic tank to operate properly. The way formaldehyde controls odors is by killing the bacteria that causes the odor. So it kills the bacteria in the RV holding tanks as it attempts to control the odors. When you empty your holding tank, the formaldehyde also kills the bacteria used to break down the waste in the septic tank. When this happens over a period of time, like at a campground, the septic tank can't operate properly and the septic system gets clogged, resulting in health risk and high cost to repair the problem. So what can we as RVers do to help? Even though formaldehyde helps control odors, you should be using holding tank deodorizers that do not contain formaldehyde. Look for enzyme or citrus-based products that are biodegradable for use in your RV holding tank, and pass the word along to other RVers.
Hi, I'm Dawn Polk, and I would like to tell you about some of the great RV training products we have. We offer 18 individual RV training DVDs on every RV topic imaginable, and we offer 5 DVD box sets. For more information on our RV training DVDs, visit www.rveducation101.com.
A good friend of mine's dad was a general manager at an RV dealership back in central Pennsylvania where I lived at the time. When I was about 15 years old, he offered me a job at the dealership washing campers. And Tim's dad would take us out on camping trips and go to RV rallies all the time, and we just had a blast. And soon after that, I actually started working as an apprentice technician in the service department, and it just evolved from there. And I guess that's where I got bit by the RV bug. Occasionally washing your tires with soap and water is okay, but anything beyond that can actually shorten the life of your tires. Sidewall rubber contains antioxidants and anti-ozones that are designed to work their way to the surface of the rubber to protect it. Washing tires excessively removes these protective compounds and can age tires prematurely. The same is true of most tire dressings designed to make your tires shine.
You're watching Mark's RV Garage. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a minute.
Have you ever walked into a closed-up RV on a hot summer day? The temperature inside can be overwhelming. RVs need ventilation for many different reasons: to reduce heat buildup, to let stale, musty air and cooking odors escape, and to improve the inside air quality. RV manufacturers know this, and that's why they install overhead vents on RVs. The problem with standard roof vents is you can only open them when the weather's nice outside. MaxAir's original vent cover solves the RV ventilation problems. In today's episode, I wanted to discuss a topic that is perhaps the most neglected component on your RV tires. I think the reason for neglecting tires is because we don't really understand what is required to properly maintain them. My goal today is to make this important topic much easier to understand. After we have a better understanding of our RV tires, it's much easier to maintain them. Let's take a closer look at our RV tires. Two of the biggest problems with RVs today are overloading the RV and underinflated tires. With multiple slide-out rooms, large holding tank capacities, and the ample amount of storage space available on today's RVs, it's easy to see why so many are overloaded. The tires on your RV are the most vulnerable component affected by overloading the RV. There are numerous reasons for this. First, when the tires are not inflated properly for the load. Failure to maintain correct tire pressure can result in fast tread wear, uneven wear, poor handling, and excessive heat buildup, which leads to tire failure. The load rating for a tire is only accurate if the tire is properly inflated. The appearance of an underinflated tire can look normal, but the internal damage is not visible and the tire can fail at any time without warning. If you find any tire 20% or more below the correct inflation pressure, have it removed, demounted, and inspected before driving on it. Driving on a tire that is 20% or more underinflated can cause serious, permanent damage to the tire that may not be visible. An underinflated tire cannot carry the load of a properly inflated tire, and the extra weight causes greater heat to build up in the tire, which can lead to tire failure. Tires with internal damage from underinflation can fail catastrophically without any warning. Every RV manufacturer is required to have a Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards compliance label. This label or data plate lists the gross vehicle weight rating, gross axle weight rating, and the recommended tire inflation pressure for the tires to support the weight of the RV when it was first built. One problem with this is when we add aftermarket equipment and our personal belongings to the RV, the added weight can change the inflation pressure required to support the load. The federal compliance label is usually located next to the driver's seat on motorized RVs and on the front left outside corner of towable RVs. Now that we know what the minimum inflation pressure is for the load when the RV was built, let's talk briefly about the inflation pressures you see on the tire sidewall. The ratings on the sidewall of the tire are maximum ratings, and they are molded right into the tire. It lists the inflation pressure required to achieve the maximum carrying capacity for the tire in both single and dual wheel configurations. If inflation pressures are lowered, the load rating of the tire and the load carrying capacity of the RV is reduced. You never want to have inflation pressures that are lower than those found on the federal compliance label or have inflation pressures higher than those found on the tire sidewalls. Always check and inflate tires when the tires are cold. That means before traveling more than 1 mile. Hot air expands and it will give you a false reading. If the tires are already hot, wait several hours before checking and adjusting inflation pressure. You should check the tire pressure in all of your tires based on these intervals. Once a month, before an RV trip, before putting the unit in storage, after taking the RV out of storage, each morning before driving or towing the RV on trips. It's important to remember that tire failure can be extremely dangerous and can cause extensive damage to your RV. There are no guarantees, but by practicing good tire maintenance, you can feel much safer and secure that the weakest link on your RV will do their job while you're out exploring this wonderful country we live in. I was fortunate to attend the National RVIA Trade Show in Louisville, Kentucky this past December. Anybody having anything to do with RVs makes it a point to attend this annual trade show. RV manufacturers and RV suppliers fill the 750,000 square feet of space to display new product for 2011. The show is not open to the public, so I want to give you an inside look at some of the cool stuff I saw for this year's camping season. One of the many interesting things I saw at the 48th Annual National RV Trade Show was the introduction of a Freightliner cutaway chassis for the Class C motorhome market. Labeled as the S2 Cutaway, it is equipped with a Cummins ISB 6.7-liter engine producing a respectable 340 horsepower and an Allison 6-speed transmission. Look out, Ford, you have some new competition that just showed up. A blast from the past. One trend I saw at the Louisville RV Trade Show, albeit small, was RV manufacturers building new to look like old. I have always been old school, so thought this was very cool. Need a trailer to transport your Harley in style? A company called Livin' Light had some well-built trailers at the Louisville RV Trade Show that will fit the bill. After a hard day of riding, sit back on the patio and relax in style. This toy hauler by Open Range has it all. If the old-time teardrop trailer owners saw this outside kitchen, they wouldn't know how to act. A big trend I saw in Louisville was the outdoor kitchen. There was every type and style imaginable, but this one was the most well-equipped by far.
Stay tuned for more RV 2011 updates on our next episode of Mark's RV Garage.
My first real RV adventure? Well, when I worked for the dealership back in Pennsylvania, I asked the owner if I could borrow an old trailer. The plan was for a buddy of mine and me to take it up in the hills of Pennsylvania and use it for the first week of antlered deer season. They said yes, and they let me use this old early 60s model Shasta travel trailer. I remember it was about 16 feet long. It had a 3-burner range top, had a furnace. Of course, the water system was winterized because it was freezing cold in December in Pennsylvania. We drug it up there in the hills, went hunting, had a wonderful time with it. I'll never forget that. And that kind of led to the idea today to go in and search for a vintage travel trailer that Tyler and I can restore. I want to find something kind of like that old Shasta. I think that would be fun, and we can use it to go camping, and it would just be some good times.
Hi, I'm Tyler Polk, and this is my dad's RV garage. I have been camping in RVs since I was born and can't wait until our next RV trip. Here's a camping tip for other camping kids. Tell your parents to get a bike rack for the RV so you can have some transportation at the campground.
I never leave home without an assortment of electrical adapters. You never know what you might need to make a connection at a campground or when you're staying in a friend's backyard. It's nice to have these adapters on hand when you need them, but you must exercise caution and use common sense when you use them. For this segment of the show, and I explained if I use a question, the person who sent it in. Oh, boy.
Hi, I'm Dawn Polk, and I would like to tell you about some of the great...
How often do you plan to tow the trailer, and is the vehicle gonna... Oh!
For more information on our RV training DVDs, visit RV...
We buy RVs to travel the country, have fun, and build lasting memories with family and friends. Taking a little time to understand and maintain our RVs makes our camping experiences even more enjoyable. Stay tuned for the next episode when my son Tyler and I go in search of a vintage travel trailer to restore together. The first step was to find one at the right price and in a restorable condition. The entire roof's rotted out? Okay, I don't think we're interested, thanks. Is the price on the trailer negotiable? No, not at all. Okay. Thanks. I don't believe we're interested. Thanks. Goodbye. There's no way that I could tow it. Okay. I don't think we're interested. Thanks anyway. Goodbye. Oh, he said you have to bring a trailer to move that one. Would you be able to email me exact directions? And then we'll just, as soon as I get that email, we'll head out of here. Come over and look at it. That'd be great. Just send it to mark@rveducation101.com. All right. See you in about an hour. Tyler.
Yeah.
I found the trailer. Come on, let's go look at it.
Okay, just a minute.
All right, let's go.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Mark's RV Garage when Mark and Tyler start the first stage of the restoration, the demo stage, so they can get a good look at what they are up against.
Until then, travel safe, have fun in your RV, and remember, when it comes to learning about your RV, we've got you covered. Take a minute to visit www.rvconsumer.com, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode of Mark's RV Garage.